Hey guys, welcome back to Brick Tech Studios Q&A number 2. Just a reminder, if you guys want to ask your questions, make sure to check out my Instagram where I'll be taking your submissions on my stories and you'll get your question answered on here. Let's jump into the questions this week, starting with M. Hernandez Rowe. Where is the elephant? Wow, what a good question. Let me show you the elephant. Please hold. Oh. Okay guys, this is the elephant so far. It is the largest build I have done to date, but it's definitely going to be worth it when it is done. The front shoulder areas have been more or less completed, and there's a lot of details like the tools that are on the sides of these UNSC vehicles in Halo 3. The treads are all working and they're all in place, so I just need to add the back shoulder areas and then also the back wall areas as well, and the big crane, and then the whole second story of the build. I have the turret done so far. I have a little capture the flag area here, and then I've started the driving area, but the whole first floor area is done, and then you can also put a mongoose in the front just like in the game. So hopefully I can wrap this build up in the next few months, and I'll keep you guys updated on Instagram and in these videos. Next question is from Joe How Odd. Will you ever make a pelican? Yes indeed, I plan to do that probably next year. It's gonna be a big build just like this elephant here, so once this is done, maybe I can start planning how to do that. But if you guys want to support me on Patreon, that'll really help me out. Link in the description. Next question from Halo Guy. Favorite Lego custom brand that produces Halo stuff? So there's a few out there right now, mostly BRICKARMS, BrickForge, and Brick Tactical, which is a new one. And right now Brick Tactical is making a ton of really cool stuff. And he's making a lot of Halo Infinite weapons and also some Halo CE, Halo Reach, Halo 3 weapons. And he's got some Halo CE armor out right now. There's not much happening in terms of Spartan armor right now, but hopefully with Infinite we're gonna get more Spartan armor variants that we can use for our custom Halo minifigures. Dr. Xbox Live asks, favorite BRICKARMS item? Definitely the dual molded Spartan laser. A friend of mine was kind enough to sell it to me, and it is definitely my favorite Halo weapon in my collection. It's dual molded with olive green and black. It's a really nice piece. Nate's Minifigs asks, I'd love to see more small play sets and environments. Any plans for smaller sets? Yes indeed, I got a Battle of Voice set in the works right now with the catwalks and the crates for Master Chief to hide in when the hunters come in from the storm in Halo 3. That's more or less done, but I'm thinking about adding a UCS style black floor similar to the Vader's meditation chamber to kind of elevate the build and make it more of a vignette display piece. But I'll have more updates on that on Instagram and on here. Alpha Wolf 117112 asks, ever think of making Halo Wars vehicles? Yes indeed, I think Halo Wars has a lot of cool stuff, particularly the Cyclops. I really want to do that. In Halo 4 and 5, I really wasn't a fan of the Mantis mech, but the Cyclops though. Now that looks really cool. It's got that gold visor, sort of like the Spartans, so I'd like to take a stab at that in the future. Next question is from Fyen N. How Meyer 62, sorry if I butchered your name, who asks, will you make minifig elites? If so, what are some ideas you have on capturing their unique anatomy? This is a great question, and it's an ongoing project that I'm working on, but my plan is to use the Demogorgon hind legs that Lego unveiled for that minifigure, but I need them in black, and Lego hasn't produced it in black yet, so the wait is on to see if they're ever going to do that. But my plan is to do some printing on the black legs, then we can make a minifigure elite that is compatible with all my vehicles, and they're in scale with the Spartan minifigures, so it's like Halo 3 where they're both relatively the same size. But yeah, it's just up to Lego to make that in black. Next question's from Dooms Figs, who asks, when will you work on banished vehicles? Definitely when Infinite drops, because I need to have all the theater mode access to the vehicles to see every angle of them to make sure that I'm capturing them correctly. But in the meantime, I've been able to more or less make a banished ghost, and then I'm thinking of retrofitting my chopper to be a banished chopper. Next question is from Micah Based, who asks, will you make the Wasp? Yes, and I'm very excited because the Wasp is quickly becoming my favorite UNSC flying vehicle, which used to be the Hornet, but the Wasp is pretty damn cool because of how quick and maneuverable it is, and it's a much more slim profile. So I'm really excited to play that in Infinite and take a stab at designing it. Reagan Perry asks, how much does it usually cost to buy the instructions and all the bricks? On my website, in each product description for the instructions is a parts estimate of how much it'll cost to get all the pieces. Doom Milos asks, your first Lego mock? So I think my first recorded Lego mock that's online is Raxus Prime from The Force Unleashed, and that's still on my Flickr account, so you can check it out if you're interested. So it was one of the first Lego mocks I ever posted online, and I think I posted back in the day on Brickshelf, and then I eventually made a Flickr account and posted it on there. Next question's from Victor Winther, who asks, what is your opinion on Halo 2? I haven't really played Halo 2 all that much. I like the campaign and the multiplayer is pretty sweaty. I think the problem for me is that the battle rifle is way too OP and it's all hit scan, and there's such a skill gap for new players and experienced players, so I'd rather just play Halo 3 because it's more of a casual experience. Next question's from Dark Moon Studios official page, who asks, any plans on working on a saber design? Yes, indeed, I would like to do that. That's going to be a really fun build because it's very different from the multiplayer vehicles in Halo. It's more of a traditional sci-fi rocket ship. So yeah, I'd like to do that eventually, probably after I finish the Halo Infinite builds, but it's definitely in the list of to-dos. Next question's from Galaxy Arbiter, who asks, do you have any plans to make a Spartan or Covenant bust out of Legos? I think that's a really good idea. Probably not a bust, but more of a brick build action figure build. I think that would be really fun because you could pose it, but I don't think the parts exist in olive green to make a Master Chief build quite yet. Next question is from Oscar Miranda Customs, who asks, make a Halo Covenant Scarab? Yeah, that would be epic. I plan to do that eventually one day, but the weight of the Scarab build would be insane, so I'm really curious to see what the recently leaked UCS AT-AT Walker build includes to support such weight, because the way Lego's going to handle it is probably going to be the way that I'm going to have to handle it when designing the 4 Scarab legs. Next question is from Joe Toon Master, who asks, what is your go-to method for getting the bricks you need for special builds? Definitely Bricklink, because I can put a wanted list together of all the pieces I need for a build, and then it easily compiles carts that I need to order the bricks from, so I can order from the fewest stores as possible. It's really convenient. And the final question for this video is from Wordnoff, who asks, favorite and least favorite Halo model you've designed? My favorite model is probably the Wraith at the moment, and I wouldn't say it's my least favorite, but the model that I plan to try and improve in the future is the Chopper. It's just really difficult because that design has a lot of slanted curves, and if you do that in Lego, the build won't be stable and it'll most likely fall apart. So my current design is the best that I could think of, and it's really sturdy, but it's definitely something I'd like to improve upon in the future. So this wraps up Q&A number 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys want to submit your questions, make sure to check out my Instagram, link in description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!